I'll find it here in a minute. Huh. I don't even see it. I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. I got it. I got it. I don't even see it. Oh, here it is. I got it. I got it. Okay. So there's 18 people on here so far. This is just one of them impromptu things I do once in a while, just to kind of catch everybody up on what's going on down here in my life anyway. Hey, how you doing, Greg? This is why I dedicate the news and all the stuff to my Patreon members and my YouTube members, because I've said it before on my news, and this I'm going to show you here why what I'm telling you is exactly the truth. If it wasn't for them, a lot of things that I do that if you enjoy it, like the news, that's a lot of work. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it costs me several dollars every month to even produce the news. But I'm testing out some new equipment because of the porch setting. As you know, we do the best we can with the other wireless mics that I had. Come here. Buddy wants up here. Buddy wants up here. What was I talking about? Oh, the wireless mics, the Rode mics I had. They're great mics. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They're easy to operate, easy to set up. And once you get everything set up the way you want it, the volume level on each mic, Sue's got a stronger voice on that mic than I do, believe that or not. So my mic, and I got them marked with different things so I'll know this is my mic, that's her mic. I got the volume levels on her mic set for her voice, which I think is pretty good. My mic always seems it's a little low. It never seems like it's turned up high enough, but that's okay because I think I talk too much anyway. So they're a great mic, but there's only two. And so I got the little stick thing, you know, to pass it around. But even then, whenever we have guests, I want the audio to be conducive to the point where you guys don't mind sitting and listening to it. Because audio is very important. And if your audio is not exactly right or very good, people have a tendency to watch for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You fumble around with the microphone, it makes noise, wind noise. Or you know, people get the chance to talk. If you watch them with that microphone, when they're talking, they do this a lot. They're not used to it. They're not used to locking it in right here and then talking. And then when somebody else talks, you do that back and forth. And that's what I'm hoping for, so everybody will know what to do. Sue and I are kind of good at it, but not really great. So I wanted to go with 4 mics. I've been talking about it for a while. But to get a very good product for 4 mics is very expensive for me. And there's a couple of them out there that takes 4 mics, but they're off-brand. I don't trust them because I have to have certain things work a certain way. Like the porch setting we do, I personally think it's too long, but Sue likes to do it, and so that's why we keep doing it. It's 2 hours long. I think it should be cut way back to half hour, 45 minutes, and that's it, be done with it. But she likes it, she enjoys it, she likes keeping in contact with a lot of you people out there that she talks to because she just enjoys it. So I just keep doing it, and I try to fill in the best that I can. Sometimes I think I ought to just keep my mouth shut, be honest with you, and let her talk to whoever. But one thing I know about doing a live show, dead air space is bad. So that's why I jump in a lot. I get criticized for that. They say, you ought to shut up so I can hear Sue. She has nothing to say. 53 years of marriage tells me when I need to jump in there because I know when she's going to stop, when she starts doing the Well, we were going to go over here, and I try to jump in to keep the conversation going because she's done. And that is a period at the end of her sentence. So understand that I know what's going on. Sometimes maybe I shouldn't jump in there as much, but I do because I don't want dead air space. Also, I decided to go with the DJI, which I don't have a lot of i stuff, Apple stuff, and DJI, whenever they do anything, they set it up for easy connection with Apple phones, that kind of stuff, easy peasy. I got an Android phone, and it's not that I can't hook it up. Obviously I can because, you know, and my iPad, this is what's frustrating with all this electronic stuff. You guys know what I'm talking about. I can give you a very simple scenario and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. Go back when the wireless phones were fairly new. It went from Android phone to everybody else. We had to all go to this other system. All of us did. But they sent us free phones if you was a customer. We all got free phones. And then somewhere along the line, they started charging for the phones, which was kind of frustrating. And then as time went on, the iPhone, Android phones, this phone, that phone, started taking different batteries. Because remember when we had these other phones, smartphones, you took the back of the case off and you could replace the battery with a new battery if the battery was getting old. Then they changed it to where all the batteries are in the phone. You can't change them anymore unless you want to get in your phone, and I don't. And all the plugs are different. This plug doesn't fit that one. That phone don't fit this one. It's just frustrating with me. Well, I bought the Mic 3 because it's the only DJI system that handles four of these microphones, four of them. And that's what I'm doing with you right now is I'm testing everything before I order some other stuff. And I don't know if I got the audio set right on it or not. Out of the box, it came on a 0. I pumped mine up, I think, to a 2 or a 3 just to see. I'll go listen to this to myself. And I'm in the lanai, so you might hear a little bit of an echoey thing, but maybe not. I don't know much about these microphones yet. I'm working with them. Also, in order to get this thing to work, there is a transmitter, right? Transmitter box, receiver. There's a receiver that comes with these things that shows everything on the face, the modulation, which I like, and all the settings. It's a touch screen, and it plugs in to the bottom of the iPad. It's not like the other ones I had. It's a little wire thing. I talked about it. I got to buy this wire to plug into that wire before it'll work with the Rode microphone. I mean, it works fine, but it's just kind of a flimsy looking thing. This thing plugs right directly into the iPad. Problem. The Mini 3 microphone, I had an iPad that took, I think they call it the lightning jack or a lightning, whatever you want to call it, plug. And the new Mini 3 Mic 3, I guess it's called, doesn't have that. And even in the case, it didn't come with one. So right away I go to Amazon thinking, well, they're just nickel diming us to death again. I got to get one of them. And I saw one and I ordered it. Got it. It's like $40 for this little bitty nothing thing. I plug it in, doesn't work. Jose came over yesterday because he's an iNut. He's got everything, iPads, iPhones, whatever. He messed with it for a long time. And we couldn't get it to work. He said, well, this is the wrong one. He said, this is the one for the, I'm going to call it the Mic 2, the one below this one. This is the brand new one that just came out. It was a Mic 2. Well, I won't say just came out. It's been out for a little while, but it's new. And he said, it won't work on this. I said, so what do I do now? Where do I get one? Well, I got a hold of DJI. They sent me an email. They don't have one. It's new. They haven't developed one yet. It's new. So we messed around for a long time, trying to figure out how to get this thing to work on the iPad. We tried all kinds of concoctions with cables. And believe it or not, we actually got one to work. But then I'm right back to where I started from. I was trying to make things cleaned up a little bit without cables hanging down. And here's a problem with cables. The more you use a cable, the weaker it gets inside. Eventually a wire will break. Because these cables, when I talk about wire, we're talking about wires as probably as small as your hair. And they break. Once they break, it doesn't work. And then some of these things that I've got, I'm not even sure I can even buy them anymore. So I had to do something. So I decided at the last minute, by talking to DJI, I upgraded the iPad. That's what you're looking at now. That's a new iPad up there because it's got the C connector, not the Lightning connector on the bottom of it, which is what the system on the Mic 3 uses perfectly. It just plugs right in and everything comes up. So that's what I'm using right now. So I'm testing this with you guys, and you know, I got the two mics. I'm only using one. I don't know the proper place to actually put this mic to sound the best. I messed with the settings. I don't know what's the best settings yet. I'm still working on it. I figure as time goes on, I'll probably change one thing now and then later change something else to where I get it fine-tuned into where I think it sounds pretty good. Because if you're hearing like this little echoey thing out here, that's what I want to get rid of the best that I can. And then we'll see what happens. And then of course there's outdoors with the wind and whatever. And there's an outdoor setting on that thing. I know how to get to it, but I don't know what it does. That's what I'm trying to say. So we're working on it. Now, to give you an idea about my YouTube and Patreon members, why I always say if it wasn't for them, I probably couldn't do this. Let me give you up to date in the last 2 days what this has cost me. This system here is, I got it on Amazon, which I don't know if that's the best price or not, but I couldn't hardly find them anywhere else. I'm not doing it on eBay. eBay's got so much scamming going on it, I just don't even want to play with it anymore. But I got it on Amazon, and I think it was, and I'm a Prime member. Sue made me a Prime member, whatever that is. I think I get free shipping. Well, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I always got free shipping. I didn't care if it got here the next day or 3 days from now. I always got free shipping. So why am I a Prime member paying so much money a year for free shipping when I always had free shipping? These are the things that drive me nuts. But anyway, hold on a second. I'm gonna have my coffee here. Let me go to the chat and see what you're saying so far. Greg says, hi. Janice says, I appreciate your news. Well, I'm glad you do, and I intend to keep doing it. But this last week, if you'll notice on the news, I'm just educating you. That's all I'm doing. I'm not complaining. Is the views on it up to today is a little over 7,000 views. That's not good. It's always hung around 10,000, 11, 12,000. And if the news is a catch-all, anything that's actually interesting to people, those viewerships should be going up in my subscribers. Now that's funny because my subscriberships are going up, but the views are not. And I don't know. That's all I can tell you. I just keep trying, I keep trying, and I keep trying. And it just seems like that most of what I do is I'm losing interest everywhere I go. So that's why if you'll notice on my YouTube channel, you haven't seen a Monday video in a long time. I just quit doing them. Because every Tom, Dick, and Harry around here wants to do a video on Monday, and I've always had Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what I've always had for 11 years. And now everybody wants to do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I actually thought about changing things to Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, because it seems like nobody around here does a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But I don't know anymore. I just don't, I depend on loyal subscribers, loyal viewers to take care of the channel, which takes care of me. So anyway, the iPad was $329, I think. I ordered it yesterday. They delivered it this morning. And I done that with Jose's help because he's an Apple member. I'm not. So, and there's a way you get on the Apple website. And my other iPad I figured it's worth nothing because, I mean, it's I don't even know, 4 years old now, 3 years old. I've been using it for a while. And it still works. There's nothing wrong with it. It works great. It just would not take that adapter on there to get this system to work. So I decided to get another iPad, and that's what you're looking at now. Hopefully the camera is as good, if not better than the other iPad. I can only hope that. I don't know that. So he gets on his Apple membership thing, and I said, find me, because I'm trying to save money here. I said, find me the oldest iPad, because I don't do nothing else with this iPad except this. This is what I do with it. I don't stream. I don't do videos with it. I don't edit with it. I don't do anything with it. This is it. So I said, I don't care if it's got the latest and greatest apps, because that seems like where the prices always come from. They add more and more apps. I'm sick of apps. I'm tired of apps. So he got together with Apple on his. He was sitting here with his iPad last night, and he found this one, which is I want to say this is a 13 or 14 iPad, 13, 14, something like that. Anyway, this is the first year that they came out with a C connector, and it still cost me. It's brand new, and it still cost me $329. And on his, he said they'll give you a $120 trade-in on your old iPad if it's in good shape, which it is. There's nothing wrong with it. I never used it for nothing. Not a scratch on this thing. And I said, okay, let's just do it. Let's just do it and be done with this. I don't think about things much. When I decide I want to do something, I just want to do it. I don't want to mess around. Let's get it done. I don't want to go around town shopping for a better price. Let's get it done. So anyway, we did. And I said, when is it going to be delivered? He said, tomorrow morning. I said, what? Really? He said, yeah, he said, they'll bring you yours. You get your laptop out. He said, do not send your old laptop back or anything until you make sure this one works first. Thus, the test. And he said, when that happens, then we'll reset your other iPad. That way it'll get rid of all my personal information that might be on there, which I don't know what will be on there because I don't do anything. But he said, we'll bring it back to factory settings. And in the box, he said, there'll be a return slip. You put your iPad back in that same UPS box along with the return slip, and we'll drop it off at UPS and it'll go back. Or maybe UPS will pick it up, I don't know yet. But, and that's exactly what happened. This morning, UPS shows up, they bring me this, I open it up, there's a return slip in there. So once I ship out the old computer back, or the old iPad back to them, I call it old, it's really not that old, I don't think. But then they deduct the $120 from, or they credit me the $120 back to the credit card, I guess, even though I paid them with PayPal. Maybe they'll put it back in PayPal. We'll see. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm sure it'll work out great. So I was impressed by that. So the iPad's $329. They didn't charge me anything for shipping. The microphone, the Mic 3 DJI mics, was it was another $300 and some. I can't remember exactly what it was right now. I should have got that, I suppose. But it was another $300 and some. So there's, say, $650 in the last day for that, just to upgrade. Now, on top of that, I got this, like I said, because this is the only quality microphone that I think I can depend on that has 4 mics. They ship with 2. So I got to buy 2 more mics, and then I have to sync it. I'll have Jose help me with this. I'll have to sync it to this. And then I'll have 4 mics for whenever I have a guest, like when Rustler and his wife was here the other day. You've seen how it worked out. It's okay, I suppose, but I want better than that. And then we won't have to worry about passing around microphones and stuff. So that's why I got it. Now those 2 extra mics, I'm not sure what they're going to cost, because I don't think, I'll have to check on it, I don't think I can use just any DJI mic that might be on Amazon for sale. I have to have the special mic that will program into this system. And that's where I fall back a little bit, because sometimes when they describe it on the websites, they don't describe it well enough, for my mind anyway, to know exactly this is definitely the mic that I need. But we'll see. So if all this works out well, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get 2 more mics. Then Sue and I'll use this system for port setting. We have a guest, I'll have 2 extra mics charged up, and I'll just have to grab them, sync them in, and we're good to go. So that's what's keeping us going. And the mic is here. Where's it at? It's here, up here right now. I just got the little magnet thing on the back. Well, that's another thing that's different. I'm taking it off, I know. There's the clip, you know, that you can clip it on your shirt collar just like the other one. Well, you guys, can you see it? These are different because I can turn the mic on the clip and point it toward my mouth. But the nice thing about them is the clip's magnetic. It comes off. And of course, you've seen the DJI magnetic thing where you can put this under your shirt, put the DJI thing out here. I'm not doing it right now because I'm just testing things out. So, and Sue's not here anyway. She's at the grocery store. So I don't really care how pretty I look. I'm not that guy. So anyway, you guys, I depend on you guys. You tell me, does the audio sound okay? Can you hear any of that little echoing? You're not gonna hurt my feelings. I want to know this stuff. I'm gonna go watch it myself, and I want to listen to it because I'm not what you say persnickety about the audio, but I just want it to be right. I mean, this is why you keep buying different cameras. It's a situation where you just keep gradually moving on. My first camera I had when I started doing YouTube, back in the day when Spanish Springs was the only square, it was a flip phone. And you could do short videos with it. Not very long, but 2 or 3 minute videos, that was it. There's no editing, there's no editor. That's what you're gonna find. I don't even know if I've still got them up there or not, but anyway, if you find my old stuff, that's what they were done with. That's why they're only 2 minutes long. And then you move on to other things, you know, it makes it better. The first smartphone I had, I tried using it. But when you walk, you get that walking where, you know, and that just bugged me. Other people didn't seem to care. I mentioned it and they go, nah, it's okay, we're fine with it. But I wasn't fine with it. I wanted it to be right. So you move on to, you know, other things. And my first GoPro was like a 4 or 5, I think. It was okay, but you know, it's not great. And then I moved on to a 7 and then a 9. The 9 sucked. Don't ever get the GoPro 9. It's got so many problems. So I sent it back because I'm a member, I guess a member of GoPro. And so I sent it back to GoPro and they sent me a new one. No charge. They sent me a 10. And just for you guys to know, it used to be, I'm not a member anymore. If you're a member of GoPro, and I forget what it cost, $50 a year, something like that. At the end of the year, you can send your camera back that you bought and they will send you a brand new one every year. And that was an advantage, I thought, and that's why I done it. But I think they stopped that. I think now you send your camera back, they'll take it, give you full price for the camera that you paid for it, but they deduct it from the price of the new camera and you pay the difference. I think that's the way it is, but don't quote me on that. But now with this iPad stuff going on the way it's going on, I'm actually considering more money. I'm actually considering changing my GoPro camera to the, what is it, Osmo, something like that. It looks like a GoPro, but it's not. Thinking about changing it to that. That camera's like, I don't even know anymore. Depending on what you get, the kit. I don't really need the kit, I don't think. I just want the camera and a couple extra batteries. Or I need a battery charger. It's always something. That's probably gonna cost me $400 or $500 just for that. So you're talking $650 here. I don't know what the microphones cost. I haven't checked, but if I had to guess, and I'm just guessing here, you guys can check yourself if you want. I'm going to guess the extra mics for this system because I can't use just any mic. I got to have the mic that's for this system. Probably $65, $75 a piece for these things. So there's another $150. So thus, I'm not whining, I'm not complaining, and I'm not asking for any money or anything. Please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just trying to show you why. Because I get emails once in a while saying, well, why do you always say thanks to your Patreon members, YouTube members? The rest of us watch too. I know you watch, and I appreciate you watching. But if it wasn't for them and their monthly dues that they pay, which ain't a lot, but it's just enough that I can upgrade my equipment. I'm not here to make money, really, I'm not. I don't make that much money because I don't monetize a lot of stuff that you guys watch. Did you ever notice when you're watching port setting? I've talked about it before. It's on for 2 hours. And at the end of 2 hours, I'll have roughly somewhere between 500 and 600 people that watch. That don't mean they're watching 2 hours. People come, people go. New people come in, other people go. And YouTube is counting all them up. It's all commercial free. None of you, if you came to the live show, none of you has ever seen a commercial on port setting, which means I'm doing this for free for you guys to ask questions, to get information and all that kind of stuff. Now, when port setting is over, if I remember, and I do forget a lot, I go in there on the computer and then I change the settings on that video for monetization. So if you're watching a rerun, you're going to see a commercial here and there. And you know, I might make, I don't even know, $5 or $10 on that It just depends. Depends on how long the video's up and running. It all changes. I don't have any of this figured out myself. If I did, I would have one hell of a lot more subscribers than I got. But I don't have it figured out either. And I do watch a YouTube channel where they tell you about how to do your settings for this or that and get more subscribers. They all say the same thing. And I'm watching this going, I've done all this. It doesn't do anything. I think they just make videos to put out there that doesn't have the correct information. Yeah, I see somebody else that I've done their trading thing. It works seamlessly. So far, mine has. I haven't sent mine back yet because Jose told me not to. He said, make sure we check everything out, make sure everything's working like it's supposed to before we change that one back to the settings, back to factory settings, and send it back. And I agree with that. Sometimes it's just kind of hard to figure out, for me anyway, it's just kind of hard to figure out what to do. When I set that old iPad up, so I had an iPad before that too, and I still got the old one, and it's probably 12, 13 years old, and it still works, but it doesn't work for any of this stuff. But when I set that up, it was a simple process, really. I just turned the computer on, answered questions as I went through the thing, and then there it was. And then it had an app store, because I want my YouTube. That's really all I want it for. So I had to go to the app store to get to YouTube to put it on, and, you know, anyway. This one was not that way. I think Jose on my other one, he saved all my settings. I remember him saying something about that. I'll save all your settings to your cloud. Me being the idiot that I am, I look at him and I go, I don't even know where the cloud is. He points outside, he goes, right up there. He said, there's the cloud. I said, so is that where all my information is going? So anyway, so we set it. When he gets to know it, he said, I'll come over. And he said, no, well, if you want to use your settings, we'll put them in here. Well, when I did turn this one on, here's how it went. And remember, this is not a brand new iPad. This is a brand new old iPad. An iPad 14. As soon as I turned it on, it said, it said, turn on the old iPad in which you saved your settings in, and then hold this iPad close to it. And then when I done that, you know, that little circle thing came on like it's doing something. And then I guess it downloaded everything from that. It took a while, not a long while, about say 10, 15 minutes. And then this iPad shut off, and then it turned back on. And then I started going through the questioning thing. Do you want to save this? Do you want to save that? Blah, 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 blah. And then it finally came back on. And this iPad works differently. I've got to learn how to do it myself. The old iPad had a button on top for the on and off. But whenever I was on YouTube and I wanted to go back a page, there was just a simple swipe of the hand to go back a page. This one don't do that. I've tried it. This one, if I remember it, how do I do it? I have to swipe from the bottom up. No, the home screen, that's what I want to do. I want to go to the home screen from a video to choose another app to open up. There's a button on the bottom of the iPad. You push the button, it went right straight to the home screen. This one don't have a button at all. This one you have to take your finger and swipe up and then move over or something. I forget now. I have to learn how to do it. So if I fumble around with this thing during a couple of port settings, now you know why. I don't have no idea what I'm doing with this thing. I'm just trying to figure it out. So anyway, Racer Girl, hello Gramps. She's out partying around here somewhere. She's never home. Never home. Short drive to nuts. Yeah, I know. For me it is. Some of this stuff. I got so mad when Jose was over here. He gets quiet. I don't think he can handle me getting mad. I'm not mad at him. I get mad at myself because I can't figure this stuff out. And my mind says, children does this. They play with this stuff. What's the matter with me? But yeah, whenever I get kind of argumentative about it, I said, Jose, because he wants to explain everything. I want to get the camera to work with this. That's it. That's all I told him. That's all I use this for, Jose. I only use this for this is it. I said, if you could wipe out all the apps on the face of this thing, I'm fine with it because I'll never use them anyway. Well, he said, see, I'm going to do this. You see? I'm going to do this. See? You see that? Yeah. This what, see? I said, what has that got to do with the camera? And nothing, but you may want to know. He said, see? I get frustrated. And then he gets quiet. When he gets real quiet, then I'm thinking, oh my God, I think I hurt his feelings. I did. So then Sue saves the day while we're out here messing around with this thing for hours. It's not 10 or 15 minutes. He didn't leave here till right at sunset. Hours. She comes out with a plate of food. She fed us. And I asked him, you want a beer? He said, yeah. So I told her, bring him a beer. So we get through it though. And then yesterday I opened the front door and there's these great big boxes standing there. This is my life. You know, I told you a week ago there was a big box out there, a couple big boxes, and it ended up being some fireplace she bought that goes in the living room here. You guys know what I'm talking about. Me personally, I could care less about any of that, but she wanted it, so anyway, we got to put it together, right? Everything from China all of a sudden. I work for China. I'm an assembly guy. So he comes over and he spreads everything out all over the living room, the numbers, matching the numbers, two threes, 2 4s, 2 5s, all that stuff. Now we're going through the instructions of how to put this thing together. This was an all-day thing, putting this thing together, but we got it together. Now I got 2 more boxes out here. And Sue told me, well, she told Jose, because I tried to ignore them. I brought them in the house, but I didn't ask her about them. And he said something about, he said, boxes, do they need assembled or whatever? I said, well, hell yeah, it needs assembled. It come from China, didn't it? And she said it was furniture for in here. That's all I know. Furniture for Lanai. My guess is, because we had it once before and I made a statement. I forget what we had before. From the other house, I think we brought it over here. It was like Lanai furniture. It was a couch, a chair, and a coffee table. And the couch sat behind me here across this wall. The chair sat over here, and between the couch and the chair was this little coffee table thing, which I don't remember if that was part of the furniture or something she got somewhere else. And it fit here pretty good. The only thing was the cushions were cheap and they weren't very comfortable at all. So I ended up selling that to somebody. I forget who it was. Sue did. Put it on Facebook or something around here. And they come and got it and took it. And I made a statement here about a month or so ago. I said, you know, when we had that couch and chair out there, it just seemed nicer. It seemed more like an extension of the room. And the way we got it set up now at this table, which we never hardly eat out here, ever. This table's here basically for this. And then she comes out here and does painting once in a while. And, you know, we got plants sitting on tables. It just seems more like a back porch. It don't seem like an extension of the house. And with it being enclosed and everything, and I can heat it and air condition it out here, I just thought, you know, it'd be kind of nice if I could use it for multi-purposes, you know, like a nice extension of the house. You know, like maybe divide this room in half, take this table, move it over there. She can have it for painting or whatever she wants. Have this couch and chair and stuff here with maybe like a coffee table thing, kinda. That way we could do porch sitting out here on a rainy day, and we could use the room in 2 different, anyway. That's my thought, and so I'm thinking that's why she got that, because I made the statement that I kind of liked having that couch and table out here. But at the same time, we had a bar out here with a glass top on it, really nice. And I told her to get rid of it, I said, because I don't like it. I gotta walk around it all the time. I don't like walking around furniture. I should have a straight shot to go wherever. I don't want furniture between me and the bathroom. Nobody ever does that in your house. Nobody has a couch between your house and the bathroom. So why is it when they put stuff in the house, they put a chair in such a way that in order to go to the bedroom, you gotta walk around this chair to get to the bedroom. Or you gotta walk around this chair to get to the dining room table. I don't like that. You know, anyway, maybe that's what you have to do in a smaller home. Because we don't have a great big home. It's only 1,660 square feet, I think. Something like that. It's okay for us. I think it's okay for us, but you have to make compromises. I know how to downsize. I'm kind of a minimalist anyway. I swear to God, I could live in a motorhome. Doesn't bother me a bit. Sue, not so much. And so that seems to be the dilemma. She's always wanting to buy, remodel, redo. It drives me crazy. This is why I come up with the rule. She's not allowed to be in my studio because I know what'll happen. So you're not allowed to be in there. Now, she goes in there, I can't do anything about it, but you know what I'm saying. I don't want to hear the arguments or the complaints about, oh my God, look at all this junk in here. It ain't junk, I know what it is. Let me go to the chat and see what you're saying. Becky Forbes, clip the mic a little higher on your, I don't have a clip, it's magnetic. I don't even know where it is. It could be a little louder. It's okay, but a little louder would be better. You sure it's me, Becky? Before I do anything, I'm not picking on you. I'm just asking, is it too low or is your TV turned down too low? Because if you start getting these things too loud, then they clip, is what they call clipping. And like I say, I'm still playing with it. I think I turned it up to like a 2. It comes set at 0, and I turned it up to 2 for indoors or outdoors. I don't remember now. See, I got to remember all that. So if it's not indoors, that might be in the settings. But anyway, when I go in there and listen to it, I'll listen for that to see if it's, because if it's up here, it should be okay. Wait a minute, let me see. Let me look. Yeah, it should be okay. Let me put the clip on here. I don't like clips because this is an everyday shirt that I used to work. There's no button right here. And so every time I put something on it, the collar falls down like that. So I can't really see where it's at, truthfully. I'll put it right there. That's about as close to the mic as I could get it, you know, without being stupid. So anyway, I'll go listen to it and I'll see what it sounds like. Short drive to nuts. I totally understand your frustration. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I just don't. Why is it everything that has a battery has to have a different size battery? And I heard somebody say something the other day, and I never really thought about it. There's an A battery, AAA batteries, there's a C battery, and he said, how come there's no B battery? Food for thought. Becky says the camera is great. Well, you can see what I see. I'm watching the chat, so I see a little picture, so it looks okay. I'm done. The trade-in thing works famously. Yeah, I got that from Skater Mom. You know, it's my first experience with it. I can't do it because I'm not an Apple member. He was, so he was here and he did it for me. Greg says, sounds great to me. I assume you mean it's loud enough. I don't want it to be too loud, but I want it to be loud enough for comfortable for everybody. And that's the problem with doing these things. Everybody's different. Some people wear hearing aids, some don't. I wear hearing aids, kinda, mostly not. So when I watch TV, the volume level on my TV would be different than say somebody that wears hearing aids. And that's the hard part. How do you get into that comfort range for everybody, young and old, so that it's okay? I mean, it's hard to find it, but we look for that. Oh my God! Craig the Sailor, $200 super check. You don't have to do that, Craig. I didn't come on here to ask for any money or anything. I'm okay. I don't care about making a lot of, I mean, I do appreciate it a lot. And I'll use it, trust me. The other 2 mics, whatever they cost, I'll be getting them. Because I think this is okay, I just need to get it fine-tuned, you know what I mean? See, with the other one, I've done it so much that when we come out here, literally, I could start setting up 5 minutes before we went live, and then I'm good to go. I could go outside 5 minutes before we went live, good to go. We got in the habit to make sure the mics are working because sometimes we forget to turn them on. That's what happens. And sometimes the mics would be turned on, but I would forget to turn on the receiver. Is that what it is? The receiver that goes to the iPad. They got to be turned on. I would get all this set up and I'd forget to turn, and anyway. So we got in the habit watching the chat at the very beginning because people would tell us right away, can't hear you. Well, that's good because then we can jump up and take care of it. Well, hopefully. But I appreciate that $200, man. Good Lord. I think that's the biggest super chat I've ever got. No, I take that back. I did get a bunch of large super chats when we were raising money for the Children's Wish Foundation. And there were some people that were very generous. And there was a lot of people that I couldn't really mention because they actually came to the house and give us large checks for the Children's Wish Foundation. And they asked, so the only thing we ask is don't tell anybody. I said, it's between you and God. I said, I won't. If you don't want me to, I won't. And so I would take them checks down there and hand it to them. And I didn't know if they got any kind of social media or not. And I'd say, these checks, all these people said they didn't want their name mentioned in any way, in a newsletter or anything. And they said, okay, we'll honor that. And so we did. But God, they were so generous. I wish I could even tell you. We went to the Japanese steakhouse last night in Sumter Landing with our Street Rod Club. Oh, how many of you was there? I like that Japanese steakhouse. I went there for, I think it was Linda's birthday. It was either her or Frank, and I can't remember, but I think it was Linda's birthday. And we went up there with a large group and had a birthday dinner party thing. I've always liked the Japanese steakhouse. But I asked Linda, because she's Japanese. I said, my biggest complaint around here is our food is not real. You go to a Mexican restaurant, it's basically not Mexican food at all. I mean, it's Americanized Mexican food. And I got no problem with that. I like it too. But I said, you would think that some of these restaurants here, we're getting big enough now that it'd be authentic, an authentic restaurant. I mean, if you go by what you see in America, one would think that people in Italy live on pasta. They don't eat nothing else. I mean, even watch The Sopranos. They might be a little bit of meat on their plates that they're slicing up, but look at what they're doing. They always got their fork and they're twisted and they're always eating pasta. And I told Sue, I said, I've watched a lot of Italian YouTubers about restaurants in their country. And I said, they don't just live on pasta. They got they eat like we do, man. They eat all kinds of stuff. And yet here in America, it's pasta with chicken, pasta with, I don't even know, stuff. Sorry I missed most of this. Gip Nichols says you were testing new equipment and it was spent. Yeah, it is. But I want things to be right. I just want them to be right. But you don't have to help, seriously. I don't ever ask for super chats or anything. I'm not going to refuse them, but I never ask for them. Just so you know, truthfully, if you guys watch enough YouTube, as a creator, I watch a lot of creators' stuff to see what they do, how they do, and sometimes I can learn from it and make my channel better, and that's all it's about. I want my channel to be better. How do I know my channel's better? I get more and more subscribers, right? More and more views. How do I know what the video and put on YouTube? Views. I haven't done a live chat. I started out doing them. I thought, that'll be good. I'll do a live chat. They're kind of hard to do, but I don't mind doing it, and they're risky. You never know what somebody's going to say. So that's where I came up with a second phone that I paid for, and I'm still paying for. And I'll do it through my audio Dujima flopper over here, whatever it's called, processor. And I'll do it that way. I'll play the recording and then I'll answer that. I'll record all this and then I'll edit it and then I'll post it. So that's what I did. And the first one I did, for being the very first one, I thought, well, that's not too bad. Got like 5,000 views. Not great, but I figured it'll grow. The next one I did was even less. The third one I did was even less. And so I just haven't pushed it much anymore because of that. I go by the views. If they're not watching, that means they don't like it and they're not coming back. So that's how you cancel things. And so I just haven't done them anymore. But I always thought that would be good, that people could hear other people's questions. And I never limited the questions. So you could ask questions about the villages and I'll answer what I can. You could ask questions about me and how I found this place or something. That's fine. You could ask, about Indiana and how it worked, UPS, where I worked, and all this and that. That's fine. I'd answer anything. But it just got to the point where nobody was calling, nobody was leaving any messages, so I just kind of quit doing it. That's the answer to that anyway. Yeah, to get you to buy more and more batteries. I believe that, too, somewhere in the sun. Batteries. God, I'm so sick of batteries. Now we don't buy them 2 or 3 at a time like I did when I was a kid. One 9-volt, or a couple of these. Now Sue comes home, she's got these big family packs of AAAs, bunches of them. I got sick of it, so I bought, on Amazon, AAA rechargeables. She doesn't like them, and I don't know why, because I think they're great. I've got them in my camper, and I got a charger for them over there, and I got an extra charger here, and I use them for my TV remote, because that's the one that goes dead all the time. I got them for the, no I don't, the smoke alarms are 9-volt. I don't have a rechargeable for them. But those last for a year or two anyway, so I don't worry about them that much. But anyway, I think they're great. They work fine. They work for a remote. At one point, I think I even used it to charge batteries for something in the studio, something that run on batteries in there, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, remotes for my studio lights where I can brighten, dim them, which I'm still having trouble with lighting, by the way. I'm getting better at it, but it's a pain. Craig says I sound great. So maybe whatever settings I got, I'm good. So whoever said that I wasn't loud, well, I moved it though, didn't I? Well, this is old chat. This is old chat, so. I'm just not sure what to do with the other wireless mics. Keep them for backup? I don't know. I'll probably hang on to them for a while, but I just don't want to keep collecting stuff because then you got stuff it gets to the age where nobody wants them and you end up throwing them away anyway. Well, right now, those Rode mics, I think brand new, the new ones they've got is, I want to say over $200 for a pair. So mine's just like this stuff. Mine is the older ones, not real old. The next one's back. And like I say, they work fine. You've heard them. They're probably worth maybe for the transmitter and receiver and 2 transmitters and 1 receiver. It's probably worth, I'm gonna say $100, if that. And I just soon do that, and that way I could take that money and add it to Craig's money and buy updated stuff here. But I don't want to get rid of them until I'm really sure about this. This is all different for me. I haven't heard from Jose today either. Is he out delivering coffee today? He may not be. I may have pissed him off yesterday, I don't know. I have a tendency, I can rub people the wrong way without even trying. I'll buy you a beer anytime you want, Craig. You don't even have to give me no money for it. I do it all the time. I got a refrigerator in the garage that's full of Yingling. You gotta like Yingling because that's what's in there. And if you don't like Yingling, then there's other stuff in there that I don't drink. Champagne, different kinds of wine. Sue put that stuff in there. Somebody came here the other day and had a cider. I guess there's some cider out there in a bottle. Some kind of cider, alcohol type cider. I don't even know what it's called. Wrestler got it. And I didn't even know it was out there. He found it. About 80. Is he talking about degrees or 80 people showed up at that dinner? Boy, if he had 80 people go up there at that Japanese restaurant, that must have filled the restaurant up. Probably talking temperature. It is. I checked out there a while ago when I was out in the kitchen, and it was, here at my house, it was like 78, 79. And my outdoor temperature thing is setting kind of over in the shaded area so it don't get rained on. And it said 78 or 79, so it's really nice, other than the rain, which we're gradually moving into the rainy season, so. Oh, the other thing that I've done this week is my water sprinkler control panel in the garage, which is a set it and forget it kind of thing. You set the days of the week you want to water. I got 4 zones. Every house will have different, bigger house will have 6 zones. I have 4 zones. And you set zone 1, whatever that is. Mine's the front yard. So I water that the longest because I want my front yard to always look good, the best that I can get it. So I set the front yard to be watered like 30 minutes at a time. And then the 2 side yards, which is between me and a neighbor behind me here, as you can see, it's not a big area. He's got water sprinklers over there that shoot this way. My water sprinklers shoot that way. And so between the houses here, I set it for like 10 minutes. You don't need that much. And then in the backyard, which is where actually my worst grass is, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'm even thinking about having, what's his name? My tree trimmer guy. Anyway, whatever his name is, I think he can do that. I'm thinking about having him cutting all this grass out and replacing it with new sod. To see if it's this grass. The villages get some of the cheapest grass. It doesn't last, and it's infested with weeds when they bring it. And my grass here is zoysia. Most of the grass in the villages is St. Augustine. Mine's zoysia. Here's the worst part about zoysia. The zoysia farms, wherever they get this, I don't think are the best. And when they bring it, the zoysia grass itself can be infested with Augustine grass, but you can't see it. And then 2 years later, you go around your yard and you see you got big patches of St. Augustine growing, and when it starts to grow, you're not going to kill it. It'll just take over. So anyway, and this grass back here, it's always been crappy. It just doesn't grow right. So I was thinking about having it taken out. Oh, get out of here, buddy. By the way, somebody sent me a nasty email about the way they say I treat Buddy. You guys tell me, what am I doing here? The one thing that I do, and because we had one, come here, well, he's wanting to play. I pick him up by his collar sometimes. It's a harness, really. You know what it is. Because I can't bend clear over and get him because sometimes he won't hold still. And so I get it and I just kind of pick him up like a suitcase, set him in the lap. We've done that forever. Jose's got a harness for his little dog. She was here yesterday. It had a handle on it. We had one with a handle on it, and we got that one. I think Sue had that one made. It's got Buddy's name and our phone number on the side of it in case he gets lost. So anyway, I've always picked him up like that, even as a puppy. He never had a problem with it. Some ladies, actually, I think she sent this email to thevillagesnews.com. For letters to the editor complaining about this fat truck driver, big know-it-all truck driver, treats this dog terrible, he's awful, people like that should not be allowed to even own a pet. And it went on and went on, and I'm thinking, is that me? I'm the only fat truck driver I know of around here. Maybe it wasn't me, but it sure sounded like she's talking about me. And so they sent me a letter, I guess, to ask me what to do with it. It didn't say that, but they sent it to me. I can't figure out why they would send it to me. So I just sent one back saying, just do what you want to with it. I don't care. I said, I get complaints like this all the time that make no sense to me at all. Just like a bunch of spoiled kids complaining about, his book is bigger than my book. I don't know. So I said, just do what you want to with it. That's fine. I said, my top 2 complaints, if you want to throw this in there, here's my top 2 complaints. My top 2 complaints are, they don't like the hat that I'm wearing. ICE, Border Patrol, they hate it. They don't like it. My answer to them is, don't watch. Because I support law enforcement no matter who they are. I've said that 100 times. No matter who they are. I don't even care if it's in this country. I support the law enforcement in England. I support law enforcement in Australia. It's a tough job. So I support them. And the other one is they don't like the way I talk to Sue. Well, I'm not sure what they're talking about when they say talk to Sue. We've been married 53 years. Now, here's how I take that when they say, I don't like the way you talk to Sue. Are they saying Sue's an idiot? After 53 years, are they saying she's stupid? Because that's how I take it. If she didn't like it, you don't know Sue like I know Sue. If she didn't like it, she'd pack her bags and she wouldn't go. She would send me hitchhiking down the road. You got a motorhome? Go live in it. I mean, that's the way it would go. So when they say stuff like that, I just sometimes laugh because I don't know how to respond to it. I just try to ignore it. But I got to tell you, once it gets up here, it irritates me. But anyway, just letting you know some inside shit. We loved watching the golf cart ride videos before we moved here. I don't do them much anymore because everybody else does them. I try to do something different. I've said that before. I said everybody just seemed like, I felt like they're just copying everything I did. I felt like I had to invent what to do to help people. Mine's always been educational. Most of my videos are marked education in the YouTube settings. Not entertainment, education. I'm just trying to help people understand what, you gotta admit, Bill, this place is weird compared to any other retirement community you've probably ever been to. I know it is. I think that's what makes it a great place. It's very unique. That's how you kill rabbits, you sneak up on them. Okay, I'm done. So everything's been about education. So I did the golf cart ride to show people, you know, when you tell somebody I can go anywhere in my golf cart, doctors, hospitals, grocery shopping. So whenever we would go somewhere, I'd grab the camera, well, or phone, whatever I was using, on a golf cart, basically to show people this is how you get around. This is a golf cart trail. You got to watch it here. Here's one of the tunnels, and then it brings you into the parking lot, and blah, blah, blah. How to park a golf cart in a parking spot. Most new people don't know how to do that. But you know what I'm talking about because you live here. You know, you get 2 golf carts per spot. They're kind of, well, you know. And so that's all I was doing, just trying to show people how life is here. You may like it, you may not. If it's not for you, then you wouldn't like it here. But this is what a golf cart community is. But over the years, it's changed so much that even the golf cart trails aren't even golf cart trails anymore. It doesn't stop you from using them, but it's just you got to be more careful with things. And so that's all it was that. Well, then somebody else would come down here and they learned how to do a YouTube thing on their phone, which is simple. And then next thing you know, they started doing golf cart rides that I've already done. And what was frustrating to me, I know I'm gonna get criticism for saying stuff like this, but what was frustrating for me was I had to figure things out. What do you want to see? I was doing tours of new and used homes, both, walking in and giving my opinion about things. I did it when the villages didn't even have one. And at one point, the villages, somebody down there called me. So we've been watching your channel about doing home tours and stuff. So we think that's a great idea. Can you kind of give us an idea what kind of equipment you use to do that? And at that time, I forget what I was using. I'm probably using one of my newer, or one of my older GoPros or something. I said, well, I use a GoPro with one mic. And I just walk around and just kind of show things and talk about it and give my opinion of it. That's all I really do. And I don't get into how much are you selling it for. I feel like if they want me to have that information, they tell me, because it's really none of my business. Things like that. People always say, well, how much did that cost? I don't ask people that unless they want to tell me. It's none of my business. Now, I will tell people about my stuff, how much my roof cost. And I told you I had a complete tear off on my roof, and I told you what it cost. But if my neighbor has it done and I video it, information for you to have, I'm not going to ask them how much they paid for that roof. It's none of my business, and I'm not going to do that. But if they want to give me that information, then I'll take it. So that's the way I do it. So I was telling them what you need, what I do. I said, you can actually do it on your phone if you got a real good phone with a good camera. I don't have that, but you don't need that much. And I told them how I downloaded, how I edited it, and what I used to edit, and all this and that. Then they started their own YouTube channel. That's all they want to do is start their own YouTube channel. And I help them, I don't care. And I help them get it done. But here's the thing that irritates me. You help them get things going, you help them get things started, and then what was the first thing a developer done? Here is one of the reasons why I have a hard-on kind of for the developer. They sent me a legal notice that I'm banned from all their property that they own. Houses for sale. I'm not allowed to do home tours anymore is what they're telling me. because now that they got their YouTube channel going, I'm not allowed to do them anymore. They want to keep that for themselves. And they did the same thing with Ira. He started his own real estate company. He's banned. He can't come on any of the property that the village owns. So that's why he's limited to selling used homes only, because they don't own them. It's the back. When I talk about the backstabbing that goes on around here, I'm not talking about just YouTubers, even though that's what they are. I'm talking about a lot of other stuff. So I got to really be careful about how I say things or what I do. That's why I always tell people, get on my Discord if you can. They don't manage my Discord. It's a private members only thing that belongs to me. You got to be a Patreon member, and I can send you the link. These people that's on here right now are Discord members, and they'll tell you exactly how it goes. I put things on there. Sometimes it might be things you don't want to hear. There could be some trucker language here and there, but I do put some things on there. You get the news early. There's no commercials of anything that's on Patreon or my YouTube members. So while I'm speaking of it, let me say this once more, because I put a private video out for my YouTube members about a week ago, and I have not received one reply on that, so I'm going to put it on here in case there's YouTube members on here. I'm going to say it one more time, and then that's going to be it. If I don't get any answers, I'm not going to bring it up again. If you're a YouTube member, would you be interested in becoming a Discord member for all these updates? It's a chat just like what you got right now. That's what Discord is. That's how I've got it set up. You can talk to other people here that live here, people that are buying here, people that are looking to buy here, people that don't live here that's asking a lot of questions on Discord, other people that's members. Half of them live here, half of them don't live here, half of them are in the process of living here. You can ask them in the process about things. Where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? How'd this go? How'd that go? That's what it's for. You don't get just my discriminatory remarks. You'll get their remarks and answers to things. And so as a YouTube member, if you want a Discord link, I said, send me information. Send me your email address on my email, g1remp2y@gmail.com. I mean, everybody should have my email by now. It's on every video in the description box. And I'll be glad. You're a member, you're paying for it, and I'll send you a link to the Discord. If you don't like it, you can always opt out. But I think there's stuff there, once you kind of get the hang of Discord and how it works, there's stuff there, people there. They're great people. I got to tell you, some of the people that's on my Discord are just outstanding. Outstanding. One of them is right there, William Rizzo. Outstanding, him and his wife both. They invited a bunch of us on Discord over to their house for a Christmas party out by the pool. That's just one little thing that we've done. There's been times where I've had Patreon, what I call Patreon lunches. We all get together when we can. And I think the last, I'm not bragging or anything, I'm just telling you how it goes. The last 2 or 3 of them, I think, I bought lunch for everybody. So it didn't cost you a dime. It was just a way to get together and enjoy and have a good time and that kind of thing, see? So, you know, if you're interested, let me know. Send me your email address, or actually just send me an email, and I guess I'll have your email address, and I'll send you a link, and you can try it out. And if you like it, you know, maybe I can convince you to go to YouTube or Patreon and save yourself some money, because YouTube starts out at $5 a month. Patreon starts out at $2 a month. But, yeah, somebody said, quit it, buddy. Buddy! There's somebody next door trimming bushes. It's raining. It's raining outside, and they're over here trimming bushes. So anyway, somebody told me, said the reason why they like a YouTube is because it's easier to get it on their TV. I never thought of that. I thought, yeah, you know, you're probably right. There is a way of getting Patreon on your TV, but you got to get the app on there and all the. You can link the TV to your phone if you got a smartphone. I do it all the time. Yeah, there's a way of linking your TV. It's very simple. Once you do it once, it's very simple. Have your grandkids show you. I guarantee you they know how to do it. And then you can put something on your phone, hit link it to the TV, and it shows up on the TV. There's a way of doing it. So, okay, I'll go in and I'll watch this, and I'll kind of see what I think about everything. Oh, my God. I didn't scroll up. There's a bunch of stuff down here. Let me see real quick. Jose Coffee. What company you used for the new sprinkler control installation? What company I used? Jose, you're the one that installed it. What are you talking about? Jose, what company you used for the company. I used Jose's coffee, Jose.coffee. That's who I used. Jose came over and done it for me. I just stood out there watching. The reason why Jose's kind of an electronical nut, I'll say. Anything new and improved, the new iPhone, got to get one. He found my original box. I'm the take that box off and I want one just like it because I know it'll fit and everything will line up. That's the way it is. That's the way I like it. He said, well, you know, he calls me Jew. He said, you know that they got one that go in there made from that same company, but it's got Wi-Fi. I said, what do I care? It's set it and forget it. I mean, I set the date and the time and how much, and that's it. That's all I need to know. Yeah, but if you got it, it's easier to work on because when you go around your yard to clean them out, which that is a problem, you have to go back in the garage after every one of them and turn it back on, turn it back off. We go to the next one, turn it back on, turn it back off. I said, yeah. He said, well, just here, Wi-Fi, you can just stand right there, turn it on, turn it off, turn it off. It'll save you a lot of time. And I thought, you know what? I don't know how to do that. It's easy. I do it for you. I do it for you. It's easy. No problem. No problem at all. I come over, I order it, I come over. So he came over. I'm watching him do it, and I just say, it wasn't as complicated as I thought it was going to be. But it didn't work out 100%. The sprinkler system works great, but with Wi-Fi in it, the box is a little bit thicker than the other box, so now we can't shut the door. I'll have to come up with something, I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. But yeah, Jose's the one that did it for me. So, you know. Got the new iPad, new mic sound great. Does it, Jose? That's what I was going to ask him, how the mic sound. I got this one turned up to, where's it at? Somewhere up here. I got it turned up on me, I think, to a +2, maybe a +3. I'm not sure yet. Yeah, I got the iPad set up. It went fairly smooth. There was a couple of glitches here and there, nothing big. And it seemed to work okay. The camera seems like, according to my phone anyway, the camera seems like it's okay as far as clarity goes. So I guess we're okay. I guess now we have to get my other iPad back to factory settings, put it in the box, the receipt's in there, ship that thing out. Oh, by the way, it was delivered by UPS. Remember we were talking about that? It was delivered today by UPS. By the way, if you guys don't know who Jose.coffee is, that's his address to his website. I get emails all the time, people saying, how do I order coffee from Jose? How do I order coffee? I've not been answering those emails, and I'll tell you why. We've talked about his website, my description box, so many times that it's just getting too time consuming to keep sending emails back to people when I could be sitting in there editing a video or something. It's in the description box. It's a direct link to his website. When you look below this video, you'll see the word, you'll see a description. That's it. Hit it. Click it and scroll up. It's in there. Other than that, but he's even, look here, it even says it right there. Jose.coffee. There's no .com. I think that's the confusion. They're going Jose.coffee.com. There's no .com. It's simply Jose.coffee. That's it. Yes, I would love to, but I don't know how to do much of these tech things. Well, I don't know how to do any of these tech things. I'm just testing this stuff out now. See, I'm a simple guy. You know, when they talk about, well, who's going to cook? I go to McDonald's. Hey, Carol, I think I'm just now getting down to people. Jerry Bell, you still talking? Where are you at, Jerry? What are you doing, Jerry? Well, Carol, I'll say it again. I'm just getting down to you. You probably already got it. But it's G1, number 1, RUMP, 2, Y, gmail.com. That is also down in the description box. Been there forever. Well, it's raining, Jerry. And if you want to go to the big drag races, that's up next to where I used to live in Indianapolis. That's the granddaddy of all drag races right there. To somewhere in the sun. I don't know anything about his coffee roasting process. I don't. I'll have to play ignorant to that one. I know he does it, and I think he has different ways of doing it. And he also grinds his coffee, coarse, fine, whatever. And I think he makes his own K-cups. I don't know the process on that either, but he does a lot. He was telling me the other day something about a new coffee bean. He brought me a bag of them. I got them out there. I can't remember the name of it. Brazilian something. He said it's a dark, I think it was a dark roast. Whatever it is, without even opening the bag, you can smell it. I mean, it's a strong coffee smell. Okay, that's good. I rambled on enough. Thanks for coming, Jose, and everybody. Jerry, enjoy the rain. We'll call it shooting the shit with Skip. That's probably all. You know, you guys have been following me for a while. You know I do this all the time. I won't say all the time, but a lot. I just all of a sudden just pop off. I was thinking about going to Patreon later tonight and go live for them people. But this is Friday and the news starts at 6. It's not a premiere. Do you guys understand what a premiere is? Whenever I do a news, it says premiere at the bottom. You know what that means? If not, let me just say real quick. Most of you, I think, know. You see this chat here where we can all talk together? That's what that means. I've opened a chat, so it's a premiere. So while and the chat's only good while it's live. When it starts at 6, let's say it's a half-hour news thing. It's good for 30 minutes. Once the news stops at that very first showing, that's it. There's no more chat. Now you got comments. And so while it's on the first showing, then if you guys want to get on there and chat back and forth about something on the news or ask questions or blah, 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 that's what the premiere does. It allows you to do that. And usually I start it off with the very first chat. It'll say, I am with you. I'll say something like that. That way you'll know that I'm there watching it with you. So that's what it is. I thought you might be interested. I did it for like 3 of them. And hardly nobody shows. I don't know if they don't know how to do it, what to do, or whatever. But it's just one of them things that was in my head. I thought you guys might enjoy that, but apparently not. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. So I watch for entertainment purposes. Well, I'm not sure how entertaining any of this is. Like I say, most of my stuff is educational, you know, about the health system. You all understand that, right? The Medicare fraud that's been going on here. It seems to be a national pastime. And I think I got a report in there that I'll be putting up for maybe next week. I'm not sure, that the government now is asking, I think it's the government, is asking for personal financial records of the Morris family, dating back to like 2020. So they're getting into it. We'll see what happens. All right, man, I'm gonna shut this off. Thanks for coming. I appreciate every one of you. Tell your friends about my channel, get them to subscribe. Let's grow. Bye, everybody.